I still love the Divevolk Seatouch 4 Max. In fact, I've made more than 500 dives across the last 3 versions. And I just crossed 100 dives with the latest Plus model. But there are a couple of things, in my opinion, that could be improved. Here they are. Every time Leslie and I visit the US, we come back with more camera toys, which is fun and exciting. However, until the new house is complete, we have limited space in our rental. The most recent attempt at reorganizing all my gear resulted in misplacing one of my Divevolk lens adapter arms. So I pulled one out of the box and noticed it was redesigned, which partially solved one of my issues, but didn't address it entirely. We'll start with an earlier adapter arm. I typically attach it positioned straight up, so the lens or filter is out of the way, but I can swing it into place when needed. The issue was, as soon as you start to move it into place, it snags. Specifically, it hits on the edge of the metal faceplate around the camera lens window. To address this, Divevolk has apparently reduced the thickness of the adapter arm, keeping it strong for the adjustment screws, but making it thinner so the rest of the arm clears the faceplate. This works well for the closer camera lenses. However, when the arm is extended to cover the 13mm lens on my iPhone 16 Pro Max, the adjustment screw now hits the edge of the metal faceplate. One solution might be to remove the first screw and just use the back one to lock in the arm's length, but that just exposes another snag. The adapter arm does swing unencumbered a bit more, until it hits a bump from one of the housing door locking screws. A solution for this might be to pull up a bit on the adapter arm to clear the bump, but that puts stress on the adapter arm, and is kind of a pain to do multiple times over the course of a dive. Something I've done is to add a 1/16 inch washer between the adapter arm and the housing. This pushes the entire adapter arm away from the housing, allowing the adjustment screw to clear the faceplate, and the arm barely touches the door locking screw bump. That said, the underlying issue appears to be that the metal faceplate stands higher than the clamp on the Plus version of the housing. On the original Seatouch 4 Max, both the clamp and metal faceplate are the same height. And on the Platinum version, the built-in adapter arm attachment area is actually a little higher than the metal faceplate. One solution for Divevolk might be to build out an adapter arm attachment area on the Plus model that is level with the metal faceplate like they did on the Platinum version. However, since that solution doesn't allow for a separate clamp, it would also be nice to build out an area for a cold shoe mount that comes with the clamp to attach things like a light or a snoot. My second improvement area has 2 parts, if Divevolk continues with a separate attachable expansion clamp. First, a little background. I wrecked my first expansion clamp because I didn't take it off and clean it as often as I should have. Eventually, the salt caked around the screw, and when I did try to take it off, the screw broke. Totally my fault. That said, the screw on my replacement clamp has also failed. I removed and cleaned this one religiously, and it lasted for more than 200 dives. The issue this time was that the screw threads wore down. One might think about this as normal wear and tear, but I have 2 suggestions. First, the screw appears to be aluminum, which is a very soft metal. A steel screw would be stronger and could handle much more torque that would almost certainly extend the service life of the clamp. I mentioned the service life of the entire clamp because if the screw fails, the whole clamp is useless and requires purchase of a new one. Unfortunately, the screw is locked into the clamp and cannot be replaced. I assume the screw was designed that way so it doesn't fall out if someone completely loosens it. But there are other small screws in that general area that can be completely removed. It seems a shame that an $80 clamp couldn't be saved by replacing a 25-cent screw. Anyway, that's it. Short and sweet. I am currently working on a few wet lens related videos, so be on the lookout for those. If you enjoy these Divevolk videos, let me know in the comment section below. Of course, clicking the like button is faster in case you're in a hurry, and before you go, consider subscribing to the Tropic Lens channel if you don't already. Thanks! Smiley face.